send this person. So it means the young man who died in this case, they didn't even do that. They didn't even assess.
Maybe if they had done that, they would have appreciated the gravity of the
issue
and may have, tried to improvise and find some ways to take care of him.
But then how can you even look?
It looks like the first response was no bed, so take him somewhere.
How can you even look at someone who has been hit by a vehicle and say that they are no bed?
That's why we need to continue to applaud cars. At least they don't do that. Yeah.
Anyway,
it's I don't know. But let's listen to who you said we should.
Yeah, let's listen to Professor Titus Baye.
Also express thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute to the statement. And let me also express my deepest condolences to the family of the late Charles Emisa on behalf of all of us, and in particular on behalf of the board and management of the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. Mr. Speaker, I also want to thank the minority leader for this statement. It's very timely, and he has set the tone for us to really examine the issues. Permit me to take us a bit down memory lane to remind us of something that is not too pleasant. In June 2018, it was a 70-year-old man, Mr. Prince Anthony Poku Echampong, who died after visiting 7 hospitals, including a hospital that his company supplies stationery to. He was a CEO of a stationery company, and they supplied stationery to this hospital, and he was turned away. And the explanation or excuse was the same. The then Minister of Health did his best, constituted committees to ensure that this will never happen again. Unfortunately, 8 years down the line, we have this time a younger person, strong person, an engineer, losing his life to a similar circumstance. Very, very, very unfortunate. But Mr. Speaker, when we say no bed in the hospital, what actually do we mean? A no bed could mean that there is no physical bed at the emergency. It could also mean that there is no blood if the managers anticipate that that patient will need blood, and so they want the person to go elsewhere. It could mean there is no a particular skill. For instance, an anesthetist is not there, and they think that that patient will require surgery. It could mean there is no theater space. It could mean there is no oxygen in this hospital. There is no ICU bed, but we think that this patient needs ICU care. It could mean there is no stroke bed, and therefore we are telling you no bed because you have a stroke. There is no doctor at this moment, so there is no bed. Mr. Speaker, but the most disappointing part is that no bed could simply mean that the staff are not willing to work. And that is the very, very sad part. This no bed could mean that a shift is about to end and someone is not willing to admit a new patient and do all the documentation, so turn the patient away. No bed could mean that the doctor is afraid to work or is tired and feels that if he touched that patient and the patient passes away, duty of care is established legally because he has touched the patient. So see no evil. I have not touched that patient, so you cannot blame me for it. But is it really right if a patient dies in the precinct of a hospital, at the entrance of the emergency, wait there for 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and you say because you've not seen that patient, no duty of care is established? The legal brains will have to help us out. Mr. Speaker, the causes of no bed in this country has been established by previous committees under the former health minister, Honorable Kweku Agyeman, and I worked on that committee in my former capacity as General Secretary of the Medical Association. We all contributed to it. But still, the attitudinal problem and some few other factors have brought us this far. You can group the causes into structural, into functional, and one of attitude. If you talk about structure, the WHO recommends that we should have about 2 to 5 beds per 10,000 population, hospital beds. In Ghana, we have 0.9 beds per hospital population. So practically, it can't be that our beds are simply not adequate. But when you go to the functional issue, you can say no bed at the emergency, but there may be a bed on the ward. There may be a bed on another ward. And it's just an attitude of transferring a patient from here to that ward so you can create space. And people are not willing to do that. Mr. Speaker, as mentioned earlier, Kolebu Teaching Hospital, where I preside as the chairman of the board, was the last place that this man had his last breath. And we are very sorry about this. We have taken our own measures. We have interdicted 4 staff, and we have set up a committee to investigate. The Minister of Health, as alluded to by the Deputy Minister, has also set up a very high-level committee headed by the revered Professor Ajuman Akosa, Bedu Akosa, Professor Ajuman Bedu Akosa. And they are working to see the exact cause of this particular incident. But I'm also proud to announce that to bring a comprehensive solution, building on the efforts of previous ministers, the current Minister of Health had already set in motion a team to solve this situation comprehensively. And they are coming out with a document that is going to be looking at a national integrated bed management and referral coordination system. This will be backed by IT and is going to allow us at the real time to be able to tell the categories of bed that are available in a particular hospital. Whether you don't have stroke bed or ICU bed or bed for a pregnant woman or for a child. This work has been ongoing. It is unfortunate that while it was in its final weeks, this incident has happened. And the minister has asked the group to quicken up their work so that he can make a major announcement on this to bring a comprehensive change that would help us. It will rope in the ambulance service so that when the ambulance picks a patient, they don't ask the patient or their relative or a doctor in a small private hospital, can you tell us which hospital is willing to accept this patient? This is the current situation. I've had calls from a lot of colleagues here. They need a patient moved to Kolebu, and their response will be that there's no bed at Kolebu emergency. But when I call, there will be a bed. Why? And so this is what this problem, solution that the minister is bringing, is going to solve. And I'm pleading that Parliament will give the minister all the support needed so that this problem can be solved once and for all. Mr. Speaker, I will conclude by saying that our ambulance service, by their acts and by their function, may also need to be reviewed. Currently, they do scoop and run. What it means is, at an accident scene, they can pick you up, but they can't even set a simple IV line to give you fluid. For this patient who was being moved from hospital to hospital, if a simple normal saline was running, this patient could have survived. The minority leader mentioned his BP at the beginning. At Kolebu, when they checked the BP in the ambulance monitor, it had come down to 84/56. That is someone who is just about dying. So if they could at least set a line and run some fluid in transit, a lot of patients will survive. So the model that allowed them to only scoop and run must be changed, and their training must be upgraded so that have paramedics that are specialized to be able to provide some basic care. But in conclusion, attitude is our biggest problem. All of this will not change if the attitude does not change. May I stand on this to appeal to my colleague health workers. Look at that next patient, that it could be you, it could be your father, it could be your mother. It doesn't have to be another doctor calling you before you create a bed and accept the patient, because the one that can call, maybe you may be the one unconscious. Who will call on your behalf? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
So that was Professor Titus Bayo.
I think clearly
floor of
it
Parliament.
was the most powerful
Submission,
That
yeah,
was why I was
yeah.
saying let's single him out, because people are even asking, myself, I'm even wondering, why is he not in the health ministry? Because clearly this is someone who understands exactly what we're talking about. There are certain things that he mentioned, Janice, and I think that it's important for us to regurgitate or reiterate them. Now, he cast our minds back to 2018 incident. Said that, well, this clearly was not the first time. And when we say 2018, you may think, okay, that was the last time we had this kind of challenge. You know, that was the last time we had a challenge that was on the radar, that was broadcasted by media platforms. There are lots of people who, unfortunately, have died under these similar circumstances, but it was not captured by the media. But in 2018, I recall, as at the time I was in Sunyani, began my broadcast career. The man who was in question,
70-year-old man.
70-year-old, visited seven
hospitals. 7.
And he was turned down. So he eventually gave up the ghost, died. And on the basis of that, we talked just like we are talking this morning. We complained just like we are complaining this morning. In fact, we didn't just end at that level. We went ahead to establish committees to probe into these issues. The objective of the committee is to give us the way forward, what we can do going forward to nip this phenomenon in the bud. Of course, whether or not they were nipped or it was nipped in the bud, your guess are as good as mine. Now, there's another thing that he said. He clearly explained to us what no bed practically could mean. And I want us to refreshing our memories with that. He said, no bed could mean no physical bed. So it means that the bed that you will lie on to receive medical care is
simply not there.
Available. So that could be one of the explanation of no bed. Now, no bed could also mean that no blood, because maybe having access to
you need blood
transfusion, and they do not have that. So it means that even if they receive you, they will not be able to give you what you need, which is critical. So that could mean no bed. Now, he also said that no bed could mean that no particular skill. So, for instance, we need anesthetics. That's what they call it. Because you will need
the people will give you
surgery.
Painkillers or something so that you can have surgery.
Do you understand? Maybe they are unavailable. So it means that when we receive you, that service that we require, the person with the skill to do that
is not
with us. So even if we receive you, you're not going to get the best of care that you require. And he also said that no bed could mean that no theater
is available.
That is where they
operate.
Okay? No bed could also mean that no oxygen. I've taken care of a brother who needed oxygen before at Rich Hospital. It's a critical thing. Some of the hospitals don't have it. So that could also mean no bed. And he said no bed could also mean no ICU or no stroke bed. But he said the other meaning of no bed could be that the medical doctor is just tired, doesn't want to work. The nurses, the medical officers think that one shift has ended. They are going home. You're now coming, so they will need to restart again, to go through the process again, to delay them. They want to go and catch some sleep, catch some rest, and you've come. So because of that, they will tell you, no bed. So he says that there is an attitudinal problem to the no bed description. Where no bed means that we don't just want to work. And that's a major problem. Now, the other thing he said is that the problem having summarized, when he summarized, there are structural, functional, and attitudinal, just like we said. Okay. Now, he also gave us some data to work with that, according to World Health Organization, there must be 2 to 5 beds available for 10,000 people. In Ghana, we are doing 0.9. So we have our own problem in that regard. Okay. Then he also talked about the ambulance service. The model they are currently working on is scoop and run.
I think I mentioned this.
I had thought that the ambulance is able to give you some basic needs.
I mentioned this last week that, in fact, I mean, how do you even get to a hospital for them to tell you that there is no bed? Meanwhile, when the ambulance are transporting you, they are supposed to know that this is the hospital that is currently available to accommodate this patient. So we have to take the patient here.
There's no system like that. The last time I was speaking to Dr. Jima, and he said in his hospital, at Mampong Hospital, he has developed a system where he has the heads of the various hospitals within the area, the catchment area, on one platform. Okay, so let's assume, and they used one case, pregnancy cases, because of the nature of pregnancy and the nature of the roads, etc. He said, so when somebody comes to those hospitals within the peripheries and they are pregnant and they will need to be transported to Mampong Hospital, you just need some very fundamental information. Maybe a woman, 40 years old, pregnant, she needs this, she needs that, we are sending her. So that message is placed or is pasted on the platform. He said he has tasked one person whose responsibility is to assess this information and then begin to work in the hospital that, okay, this person is en route, this person is coming, so let's find bed. These are some of the things she may need, so let's find them available. So by the time you reach the hospital, those things have been made available. Proper system. So I was asking him, why don't we duplicate, or why don't we replicate this in other hospitals? And sometimes some of the medical doctors feel me, I've gone to medical school,
and no one come to teach me.
You will come and say me, I should come and sit and just be, no, it's like some of the doctors feel you're not
bigger than this.
Do you understand? So that too is another problem. But I think Professor Beru's submission clearly gives us an indication that, one, we need to solve the structural problems. The solution that he has pointed out, it's not the first time things have happened. You hear people telling us that, well, this is what we are doing. We've heard that a lot, but usually it doesn't solve the problem, or it doesn't come on stream. So we are hoping that this time around, this policy that he has mentioned will come on stream, so that there is a way to know which hospitals have beds. Because sometimes he said no bed could also mean that there is bed at the ward, but there's no bed at the emergency unit. So if you have a proper functioning system, we'll be able to know the vacant beds available at the ward and the number of beds we need at the emergency, and we can be moving beds around. So that, because if there is bed in this room, it's just like Orange FM. There are no chairs in the studio, but we have chairs at the office space. What do you need to do? Bring some of the chairs to the studio. So this should not be a problem. Why you say, I guess you go feel because we don't have chairs. Do you understand? So if you have that internal system working, you can simply be moving beds around. And the beds they use in the hospital, they are mobile, aren't they? You can push them around. Do you understand? So that is also another thing that we need to focus on. But to summarize, and just like he summarized, so now we are coming to the conclusion that to get quality, or not even to get healthcare in some hospitals, you need to be connected. Somebody will need to make some.
And he even said that, right? He said that he has colleagues who have called him that, oh, they are at Kolebu. and they will tell the person that there are no beds. But when he calls, they are going to get a bed for the person.
For some of the MPs, they go to this.
There are levels to it.
They do their connection, so they will need to call him.
Yeah.
But then when they do call him, beds are made available. So just like in the MP and the Afadado MP's case, when he mentioned that he was an MP, beds were made available, or a bed was made available. So where did the bed go?
And he said the saddest part of this issue is that it is attitudinal. It's just that people are unwilling to work.
So that bit we need to. I know. I'm not saying being a medical doctor is not difficult. It's very tedious. It's very, very, very tedious. I know, because some of the things you will have to deal with, the blood, going to the theater room, knowing that there are things that you can do, but the equipment are simply not available. You can't do the work. You are under pressure. You're mentally strained. We appreciate that, dear medical doctor. We understand. But I'm saying that if there's somebody to be saved, if there's a life to be saved, for you to choose your temporary relaxation over the life of that person is to some extent wickedness. I mean, you should be able to say, regardless of my shift, because this is such an urgent matter, let me sacrifice a bit of my time.
You know, something interesting that he said is that after they've gone through all the possible scenarios of no birth syndrome, someone can just sit and be like, oh, I've not touched the patient. So if the patient dies, they can't come and ask me. I don't have to report. And so they just sit because they know that, oh, there's no blood, there's no this. Just sit.
So I'm even short of words, but please, we will come to the government. But this morning, I just want to speak to my friends, medical doctors and nurses and medical officers. We beg you. Like, haven't you seen how people react at the hospital facilities when their family members die? Are you not aware that the death of these people, for some people, signals the death of their career? It signals the death of the family, the death of the education. It's like their life is cut short. Their dreams are shattered. That's the importance of some of the lives that come to you at the various hospitals. So to be thinking that, well, if he dies or if she dies, I will not be held responsible, and so let me not do anything, knowing that she could die, and she dies, and your only escape is that, well, I will not be questioned. You sit down for a while and reflect on that. Just think about that for a moment. That if a family member of yours, just like these two doctors, whose brother is now dead because he couldn't get somebody to take of him, maybe the person was thinking like this. Imagine if a close family member is in another hospital, in a different region, and the medical doctor is thinking like you thought the last time, or you think sometimes in those circumstances, and the person ends up dying. How would you feel? That's the kind of feeling a lot of other people are feeling. This young man that we are talking about, Janice, has two sisters who are doctors, who are saving other people's lives, who were not in Accra, or I don't know where they were, but they were not available as at the time he needed the care, who are trying for other people, sacrificing for other people. But then their brother needed somebody to do same to him or for him in a different hospital. And he couldn't get that. And as a result, he has died. Do you know what they are thinking about this morning? They are even asking themselves if being a medical doctor is useful. They are even considering maybe it's better I stop, because at the end of the day, when a close person, somebody as important as my brother, somebody who may have contributed to my success today, somebody who may have played a role in what I have become, somebody who may have sacrificed certain things to ensure that I have reached where I've reached, was in need of my services, I couldn't give him because I was not there. Somebody else could have given him that service. That person, let's say, maybe just like the minister said, the MP said, was thinking that, well, my shift is over, I don't want to stress myself. Didn't give him that care. He has ended up dying.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine what she's thinking. Imagine how she's feeling. Imagine even the mother of this brother. And medical school, and I say, because at the end of the day, when I needed help for my son, they were not there and nobody could help. It's a very serious matter.
It is.
So,
and you know, one important thing that Professor Bayo points out is that at the time the patient got to Korle Bu and they took his BP, he was around the figures of someone who is just about to die. But then if they had been able to move him like in transit with the required professional help that they needed, they could have sustained him a little bit longer.
That's it.
So it means his BP kept on dropping from rage, dropping, no one to help until he got to Korle Bu where he finally lost his life.
Now let's come to the state of our hospitals in the region. Let's use this opportunity to remind our leaders again. Let me speak directly to the regional minister. Fortunately and coincidentally, he's a medical doctor by profession. Mr. Regional Minister, I recall when you went for your vetting, some of the questions that were asked related to the uncompleted health projects in the region. I recall that Siwa was mentioned and Afari Military Hospital was mentioned. And you gave a promise to complete these projects within a particular period. Okay. I also recall our president, your boss, he came to the region and spoke about these two hospitals and other health projects and gave a promise that they will ensure that it's completed within the period. We are in a region where a lot of hospitals are not up to standard. You know it. We find ourselves in a region where the only hospital that you can say is up to standard is Konfanochi Teaching Hospital. Fortunately for us, they have a policy and they are practically implementing that policy, which is that if a patient comes to the hospital, they will not turn that patient away, which is good. So they will find ways and means to take care of the person. But that sometimes practically means that you would delay. That sometimes practically means that you'll be in a queue for a very long time. That sometimes means that you'll have to wait for a very, very long time. And if your situation is that urgent and requires urgent care, you may have yourself or you may die. So we are begging Mr. Minister, at least we have two hospitals that were started that have reached almost their final stages. Please, let's do well to complete them. When we are able to complete these two hospitals, that will be at least more than 700 beds available to the people of Ashanti region. We deserve that. We need these beds. We need these hospitals to come on stream so that when people go to CAF, at least, even if they think that, well, we don't have bed readily, they can say go to Afari Military Hospital. The Accra people could say go here, go there. At least they can say that. For us in Kumasi, they can't even say, oh, go here. Where are you going? Like, where? So if CAF is unable to take you, where will you go? In fact, for us, we have nowhere to go. So there are a lot of people who are dying silently. There are a lot of people whose deaths are unreported. But it is because of the situation at CAF currently. So, Mr. Minister, please, I know that the lives of the people is of concern to you. It's a very important matter to you. Please ensure that these hospitals are completed and help Konfanochi as well so that they can complete their other projects, so that they can be given the equipment that they need, so that they will be able to do a good job for us. We need to protect lives in this region as well. We need to have hospitals on stream and operation. That's just the message I want to send to the people who matter, most especially the regional minister and by extension the president.
Which is very critical, right? Because we don't have to wait. We don't have to wait for something bad to happen in Kumasi before we start calling on the people who are in charge to step up. So please, please. 0541022318 0541022318. It's now time for us to hear from you, and so you can join us in studio by calling 0541022318 0541022318, or you can also send us a WhatsApp message on 059-393-2993 059-393-2993. Hello, Mr. Techi.
Good morning, what is?
Good morning. Yami adumo na oswe.
Mugabe and I go on Saturday, you know. I got a baby, I'll be getting that. I said I had to be for you. Man about that, which I know again.
Oh.
Mugabe. Orange Mugabe, you see, I know. Dennis, and one with you, the baby can start out with you. I took it, you know. There was a mistake, sorry, no. It is a more after every hour, without someone or any man in the other, it's my kind of. We took a year with them for that, I don't know about idea. I didn't know after I didn't know almost someone of you, I don't know. I don't know two for on that side of my idea. The bush will call the mother to pass as well, to Bria. There's no member a year, so. No bad syndrome. There is a baby about what we are right to. And your press and our hospitals and doors do work on it. It will be never been that. Now, at least, I will come and say, the Chroma, the Uti-How. On the that I touch it, and we're part of I for course with the a mob by you be and 200. Midnight power, and we are better than America. Now, but I don't know. Who knows? You are now in the brother. Since you have to do foul, who may come over the baby? Maybe 1 month. And that will be found the back for your own wow facility. And this will be from I wouldn't know. That's a baby. You don't go for the free. How did you call a comparative?
Hello. Hello. I think we lost Mr. Techi. 05410222318 05410222318. You can also join us and share your thoughts. This morning we've spoken about the no bed syndrome. Hello?
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from, please?
I'm Kankam Boating.
Okay.
And I'm currently at a Doom.
Okay, please let us hear your thoughts this morning.
I am surprised that you guys are buying into this shop from our leaders. It's unfortunate. You are not supposed to buy in it because it has been the mode of operation. We talk and we leave it lie.
A systemic failure, total breakdown of compliance, and then inefficiently manner. That is what we are witnessing. We will continue to die. I'm speaking as a medical officer, and I'm telling you the truth. Nothing will change if we continue to indulge in these needless talk shows instead of acting. They will react, but they will fail to act. Of our problem. This no bed syndrome didn't start today. It won't end today, not even tomorrow. Until we start attacking the structural deficiencies and paying attention to the issues, we will engage in this talk shop, and then emotionally they will blackmail us with this sweet talk and stories of their own and all those things. My brother, my sisters, listen to me. This thing in the 21st century should be over in Ghana. Enough of the talking. Please, Alfa.
Please,
your
name again?
Mr. Kankam.
I'm Kankam working.
Yeah, please, you're a medical officer, right?
Yes.
So you've said that
we should say it emphatically into their faces that there are structural deficiencies in our system.
Which are?
And that structurally goes down to affect the birth syndrome, compliance level, everything that we do as service personnel to mankind. Some of us as staff are trying everything possible, but because there are structural deficiencies, because someone has to move from A to B, work there, someone has to move from B to C, where it is not even expected. Sometimes patient gets to the board and they don't even have someone around to even take a look at the patient. The ambulance service, when they passed the act, what were they telling us? They told us that before you are transported to the hospital, emergency care would be given before you get to the hospital. Isn't it? Why are we now being told it's just a school service today? We are not supposed to be listening to these people. They are liars. They are a bunch of liars. And this is not about making laws. There are lots of laws in our system that is not being implemented fully or inefficiently. Or let me say efficiently.
Mr. Boateng, I have a question for you. You've said that whatever we are saying is not the solution to the problem. As a medical officer yourself, how can we solve this problem?
I'm saying that it is structural. That means before an ambulance service comes to the facility, there must be an arrangement. That is the norm. And so the ambulance is not supposed to be calling. As you were saying, the ambulance is not supposed to be calling or moving from one facility to the other, searching for a place to just send the patient. That is not done anywhere. So the whole thing is being started from the point of the school. Why should an ambulance service be searching for facilities to place a patient? It tells you that fundamentally there is something wrong. There is something wrong because once an ambulance picks a patient, it knows its destination.
Mr. Kankam, please, are there any systems in place at the moment to make sure that the ambulance that are in transit?
You are supposed to inform us because there are people who are managing the ambulance service. Why should an ambulance service pick a patient, someone of course in an accident situation, and then we will be shopping for facilities? Why? They should come and answer. What happened? What happened? So this singing of songs by the parliamentarians should not be entertained at all. Health must grow because this is a failed system. This is not encouraging at all because this could happen to me. There are places in facilities here we call emergencies. When you go there, it is an eyesore. And I can make mention of various facilities to you. That place doesn't even need to be called a kitchenette where we even feed poultry. It is called emergency in this country. It is an eyesore. There are structural defects. We need to fix it. And these people, as they speak, they know. They know. They should stop singing those songs to us and fix the problem. And stop putting the blame on staff. This is not fair.
All right. Thank you so much for calling, Mr. Kankam. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your inputs this morning. 0541022318. 0541022318. You can also join us. And then let us hear your thoughts. Hello?
Hello, Janet. Good morning.
Good morning.
And this is BY from Tepa.
Okay, BY.
Janice, Mr. Kankam just said something. In fact, he's so passionate about the situation in our hospitals. But the point is that hardly do we hear from them that as a result of logistical constraints, they are embarking on an industrial action or maybe something of that sort. So how do we, the ordinary patients, know this? They are on the field. As you people are talking about, he's saying that it's not going to be the solution. So their leadership, what is the leadership also doing? To let those in the helm of affairs know that this is the situation, so we cannot work under this condition. So you better rise to improve the system so that these patients will not apportion the blame on us. So it's not supposed to be only about the living conditions of this, and then they embark on a strike. When they are going through a very hectic logistical constraint, they should voice out, not just to voice out. Tell the authorities that we are leaving the hospitals because the equipment are not there. And we cannot attend to case A or B just because of this. And when it goes wrong, we will hold the greater part of the blame. So sometimes they should also intervene or intercede for we, the ordinary, so that those in authorities will not be tickling themselves to laugh that all is well with us. And even if we don't equip the existing hospitals, why do we dream of putting up new ones? Why do we dream of spending so much budget to put up new ones? Why the existing ones do not have the equipment up to scratch? In fact, it's a mission I agree with him, but sometimes they should let them know. Because people go there, the ambulances that he's talking about, it's being, taken care by some people. If they are not up and doing, why do we have to keep quiet? We, the ordinary, cannot know. We will go to the hospital when we are sick, and we want the doctors to attend to us. And if they think there is a problem, that will not make them solve our problem in terms of sickness. How do we know? We will continue to blame them because they never brought this to the public domain. Thank you very much.
Thank you to BY. 05410222318. 05410222318. Hello? Hello?
Dennis, the line is dropped for you.
Okay, please continue.
Doctors nurse world. If I say do I go so the MP there are okay. MP we no all no other go we did go I say that me koto bed me look at hospital. We nyane sao. Etu all the doctors they go do mo kan na look na ambulance of America was ayi na Mr. Kakamka. Ayi Dennis me makohu be twice how do what I'm na sa ambulance na ba edu ko this is for so so kwa ambulance do aba no ye do be sure to say the who yare who e bia who tibi ya wa na tifi ko e de na no mu ye no mu ye ni nam kom ko am ntia o so e ti de na mi sa ka yi ka mi e de se ka who be do ho no ya ye bi bia emergency ti na ya ambulance nka who kwa na straight next or doctor ya do ko na mpa ho asi ye ni ha ne ti sa who kwa ya do ko sure to say the who yare free wakọ who hospital I decided to let you. I just uncle, yes, you are and panel and penny facility near yourself 20%. And since a later patient, 20%. And then I'm going to and people know Mudana, Omutupano, what the Galano, Omura, Edgar, over been talk and found over hospital also in the. Then you see a wood fire. Then you talk about more. I don't know. I had a crack.
Okay, Mr. Techi, thank you so much for calling us this morning. 05410222318. 05410222318. We can do a few more calls. Hello?
Hello?
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Nima calling from Kumasi.
Okay, Nima.
Yes. The no best syndrome. The attitude. All these things. Some people are saying they should stop lamentation and all that. Can't we sacrifice? You see, in this country, we have one particular problem. An essential service provider doesn't know that my services are essential. For instance, this bed, if they ask somebody to supply, maybe the cost of bed is 10 cedi. He will say it's 100 cedi. And the person who is giving the supply will also agree. Can't we all come together, sacrifice and be disciplined enough for once and fix all these problems? And it will, because it is not me, it is not you. It is not the one who is at the facility providing the service. It is all of us. The contractor, the suppliers, those who give the contract. They know that the cost of a bed is 5 cedi. But they will get somebody who will say it is 100 cedi. And they will accept it. You see? So at the end of the day, if they are buying 2,000 beds, they will end up buying 100 beds, which will not even be enough for one facility. So please, the country, if you people as media, I know your preachings go far. Let's preach, yes, let's preach the discipline and sacrifice, so that we will stop all these lamentations, as the medical doctor said. If we fix all these things and then the provider fails, now we know where the problem is. You see that everybody is now pointing, accusing fingers. Oh, is the structural problem? Is structural problem? Is this? It is because they themselves, they want to shift the goalposts. So let's preach, sacrifice ourselves, and fix the no bed syndrome, and then we'll move from there. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for calling to Nima. Very powerful submission. 0541022318 0541022318. We are still discussing the no bed syndrome issue. Hello. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Janice.
Please, your name.
I'm Aja from this Samsung.
You are
Aja Samsung.
Okay, please, let's hear you.
Yo, greetings to you and Alfa. Oh, sir, are you ready? Last time we discussed time, yeah, and so said it. He said, you're penning for no and many a home. Oh, many a home. Go back. Yeah, saving a facility. Now, the most on top is emergency ward. Emergency ward, no. Any can save in life and son of you already saying OPD. And to tell them emergency ward, no. No bad syndrome, and then no. But tell me in memorial. Well, because they don't use the facility. So I'm planning to here one more party. And Kasa 2 hospitals, major hospitals here, a war on me. Yeah, and Kissika, and I'm going to be for me. And so, what you other projects? Bureaucrats not necessary. And so, now more is Kako or Namode. So, Transmusim the stabilizer. And Kasa also have Serini, Bakuya, you're beating an easy burden on Confanotino. That then among neglected hospitals. So, and now back also how many person as I say about 100 or something we say we ambulance. There is ambulance input. There is fire for. But Buame Janice.
Stretches Nana.
Canwa already fire, ambulance one.
Ambulance.
Ambulance. I say it is your ambulance. I will be area emergency at the back of no. I say it is one woman buoy near Guso. Oh, I don't know. They don't care. She said, "Well, no one in the family use the facility, no." So, more bar, no more pie. Oh, Muntin nearby. I am pension yourself. Electricity, I am pension yourself. The new will be a back. And you know, one share emergency. A dwelling to me, bro, or doctors, no. So, why not employ more emergency personnel? And the hospital do also crowd. Land the hopper. Why not build emergency unit? One see emergency unit in because I also to look around your radio. As I said, there was one see emergency unit. No one employ more emergency personnel. No one saw that they know about few no more. And people may master man say, "Young here who ye, Yanni I am Kwani and Frankutana or one politicians another. Or 1 year home back for crowd." And that's it.
Okay, Eja, thank you so much for calling this morning. We are all very passionate about this no bed issue syndrome. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, Nana Jaman.
Radio hospital to me and I'm pressing before.
Okay.
Oh, the last time this is the year my coach. We do emergency war. Any at the hour. It didn't know Mukachi bedding. Oh, yeah, we see you. Mukachi bedding. Now, being a bed the crown. I just want to see protocol. I said, I've been a bed. That being born in the hospital. Come for nothing issue.
Oh.
Now, she said, the big area and I say, you could put protocol and say, bed. If you don't review a man for the bathroom, if you don't go and maybe so I'm seeing to about Ghana.
Oh.
You're not using for no money. That's the issue. Choose and so that I'm for not to I'm sure. No issue. And I'm using for no money. You didn't share you to be a catcher and say, Master, tell you maybe men know this over trouble. Going for no money. Of course, spiritual area of hope. It's not simple for me to be found. Only be found my part because I do the course of hospitals. But other question baby no bed in war. Make special migrants one other question bed in war. I didn't get. I can't make a found.
Thank you so much for calling. This issue is very important because, as we mentioned earlier, if for you, the ordinary citizen, when you get to the hospital and there are no beds, you have no hope. Hello?
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, how are you doing?
I'm fine, how are you?
I'm also doing fine.
Please, your name and where you're calling from? Okay.
You see, we are still talking about no bed syndrome. Really? At this age? I went to CAT about a couple of months ago. In fact, at the emergency unit. And it was an eyesore. I regretted being perhaps referred to as a Ghanaian at that very particular moment. Because the place was so congested to an extent that even if there's an emergency and you bring your bed from house to the place, you will not find a place to put your bed for you to be treated on. Why? Why are we sitting down for this will happen to, you see, because CAT has been the main referral point across this region. Every hospital refers to CAT. Emergency administration. Because that has been the premium hospital that we have in Kumasi. Why? What? Look, a friend called an ambulance and said that there's emergency. But the ambulance asked the person that, have you prepared? Are you sure you have any hospital we can take you to?
Oh.
And then he said, I'm telling you.
The ambulance asked the person who was sick.
Yes. Have you made a call to any hospital that there's an available bed? So he said, why should that be my responsibility? And just because, you see, I don't understand. Is it the ambulance service, why you pick a patient and you run from one hospital to another? It's supposed to be, we have come to age that they're supposed to be, we are in the digital world. There's supposed to be a radar for you to know that no, there is a place here or there's a vacancy here, so that the moment you pick a patient, you know that you are taking the patient to a place where the patient will get a bed. But in this situation, we don't need to have a bed because the cat is choked. You see, President will be coming to Kumasi very soon. And I would add that when you can, we should lead His Excellency President Mahmoud to CAT as an emergency for him to see the situation over there so that they will treat the actually some of this water that is not, it has not been completed, they will treat it seriously. For us to have some of these hospitals that are not under operation, seriously for us to have this available so that the emergency at the CAT, the stretch, the congestion at the CAT can be reduced. You see, some of the medical practitioners, you can't blame them right. But in this case, I'm asking that when this person was brought to the hospital and they realized that there was no bed, could this person not have been treated in that very ambulance at that emergency stage for a first aid to save this person's life? You know, some medical practitioners, they die for their patients. It is not the habit of any medical practitioner to see a patient dying. I lost my brother at when you get to at a certain hospital. I wanted to mention the because it was too long. I took a trip to Ghana and we took him to a hospital and a nurse that the government gave him an injection. But I lost this brother within 10 months. And that particular moment, they called a certain doctor to come and attend to him. The doctor came, and the doctor was surprised that, I saw this gentleman, he was quite TikTok. I saw this gentleman, he had not too long ago, about 5 weeks ago, and how can we lose him like that? In fact, this doctor, he was trying his best. The doctors are not God. He was trying his best to resuscitate him, to understand that he even called for some of the senior doctors to come and help him. But we could not save him. So now the doctors, it is not their job to lose a patient. This particular doctor, for instance, he was so distraught that how can we lose a person at this very moment? It is not their happiness, but sometimes they are overstrained. Let's say we come in, please, let us release the president to CAT or health minister to CAT for him to see the emergency service, emergency unit over there, for him to see, the situation that we are actually talking about. I'm not ending here. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much for calling. This is very serious. It is only in Ghana where you call the ambulance and the ambulance will ask you if you know the hospital that you are going to. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Obapa.
Me pacho Jenny so what to say?
Nyame adomo na wo so e.
The Obadi ase mu badwuma pa e magana mane asante man. Onyankopon koso a na onyam kese pa do shirishira mu.
Amen. Amen.
Na ma Orange FM so nye kese pa.
Amen. Amen.
Me pacho chia Alfa ma me wan. Kami chia na pa.
Me joso pa me wa.
Yo. Me pacho hospital ho asemi. Sie ka ye beka ma daji age atia se ne enkan wi. Ebi say ye mpanyimfo na omudi enim ne ye enye omadwen say omo hwe ama yenya empa ewo hospitals me emergency na ya to na emergency no kura no me menti afi emergency pa wo beko na ambulance asalai how ni abie ne pro nyina ato ho na do dem no wo a wo kohwe obi emergency woni twia do dem ambulance nim ade na wo say basa Ghana yatra ho obekwa ward said the minister ikaye obekwa ward na mpa de da ho emergency na ye gi won kwa no momu mpani ho sasa we pa de menti ase o na menti ase so nenti ase so kina emergency emergency na sa de o is mpani ho de na mo se di no mo nyi emergency ni mfiri so if it's a hospital one money na mo ye no emergency one mo kan konfa no che end because time ankasa obekọ no bi nya accident a wo ti plastic chair mu ɔte plastic sɛm na mogya nwunu na mogya na woɔ no ho ɔte hɔ obi anhwɛ no obi ambusa no sɛ deɛ na ayɛ wo ɔte hɔ wobɛdu no obi dam ɛfɔm nipa dasani kwabra ne da fɔm ɛnu wɔn su no wɔtiatiam doctor for you call nurses for you call ya bɛhwɛ nipa so yɛ kɔ yɛ ba obi ambusa no sɛ deɛ na ɛyɛ no sɛ doctor for ne yɛ nurses no ɔmo nyi nipa nkwa ho so on this is a jaka no nipa wo te wa ma wo nkwa ho hia wo papa mama wa pomudi so ho hia wo memma ya riensu ma yemfa wo nkwa konfa not emergency ne do ko ha wo beye mmobɔ sɛ wo tam nsu sɛ wo bewu su duru wa wo bewu me na me ka kyerɛ wo na hospitals na yensi na wo afɛre ni de keka wo no yanka mpanwum na road na konfa not ni ko mu bu no yenyi funu wo yenyi bi funu wo fa nko na konfa na je ni ko mu nyina no obi yare serious pa uti mu se nipa wo yare pa yenko hospital no wo hwe no ho ono na nim die nti a wo hwe no ho ebi so wo do hospital wo yare so wo emergency no ko do emergency wo betena ho a hwe ne nkwa Ghana yempanyifo hwe em ye hwere yenko wie and son of that parliament akasa ye meti ye ne kwana mubuofu ade ti amuleta mo chairman ni pe wu ansa kumasi mayor de e kan wote de so wote pa ono wote ye orange afemo wote papa feri hospital no omo nkɔhwɛ na de wo sɛ ye nya ne ntanta na nipa ho nkɔ ho hia na mu ku ya dodo Ghana for ye wudodo. I didn't see that was a banisa.
Okay, Obapa. Thank you so much for calling. Yamisha, so thank you so much. Thank you so much for calling. This is a very concerning issue. So I understand the passion that. Okay, I think we should do one more call and then we'll listen to the WhatsApp messages and then we can wrap up. So our last caller. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Kobe.
Alfa, my good work. Hello.
Kobe.
Hello. Yeah, Michia, Jenny's Alfa, Naja, my idea, Namu. Papa, baby, aqua could as I said, the Kumase for Ghana phone, so Bami the mechanic minister no. A big corner in Yene Yeremu insurance, so you minister and cat on the Bessie by 80 men for you, Sabio, Obibacasi, officials. Am I my boy, so into my son baby, the air can so radio station, not as a dear can the piano, but to be a new so. And engineer and a buyer and walk and count. Kadabia say what you are watching, and so you and a minister Bakuso or Kasaya, or 2 doctors, nurses, yes. Swung and Mr. Can swat a man or kind. Send me or more doctors, no nurses, no, or more funny, maybe more, or Munchini can and penny for them. Your radio station for the Orange FM, our Ghana, how Mudia, Nipa, Muhu, Enyam, or Mumekan's room, on back continue, I'm penny for Netty because Nipa dear or head in here, yes, and penny for same way, Bano, and Mamma say, or move by Yeno, Kukwasa, ye solution.
Okay, thank you so much for calling, Kobe. Let's listen to one WhatsApp message and then we'll read some messages.
Hello, Alfa. Alfa, good morning. Chichamo, Alfa, Tony ni magazibi pankono bonsu. Alfa, hospital asamina megakra. Alfa, saadi we ba yendo. Yende ba mi hun se ya ban hospital kwa netisa. Se oko private hospital bi wo ha. Mpano kure busu wo. Ko ye neat. Nti ya aban na neni nko sa hospitals no mo hospitals no. What you say? Any maybe I am would you know about to Alfa so be any so. What you say? You go over to about many panel or bar on ye dear babu, no yet dear babu on one. I say, Empire Tony say, oh, President go out to buy hospitals will see you. Me can't hear color mine. But the amount for site. Hospital go out Alfa and lose 60% of price. You genuine will. So as you can idea, I don't know. You bet me the trumpa. Maybe a hospital is a year, Juman, and pay any word, but not to be a war. Oh, I said, Mimi, when is a baby, a bar was a maybe the enemy Jawako. Oh, you know, Jawako. And only how I know, and only on my problem. If you go by hospital, me, you know, Ocean Yama, I told you, why any come on. Which hospital, which hospital, which hospital, hospital na ye adwuma na nipa ko no munyam pa na so oh as en twaso mu ti mo ti a en twaso mu sika no so ye musika o your man sika asika dey was somebody ye mo man ho to no monye oh because of power anti na mo so we apa we ka se ya kan be ka sa di o se Ghana ko ni ye wu ye hia sese politicians no mo mwaye bia mo no ho ban le be ya be kase bi nto a boko masade no awakọ fo mu ho afa ndase ya menka.
That's Tony. Thank you very much, Tony, for your message. I have this message for all of us, Janice, especially you. Finally, when you secure a boyfriend, I want to urge you to take him to Goldfinger. Now, spend the one on Hokaka. Don't expect him to be doing the spending every now and then, please. These days, you have to change the narrative. Do you understand? They are open from Monday to Saturday. I'm giving you more information. 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. And Sunday, 11 a.m. to 12 a.m. Perfect for breakfast, that environment. If you need lunch, dinner, or late night vibes, you can go there. Breakfast starts from just 45 cedis. And I know you can afford for 90 cedis. But Fridays at 5 p.m., they call something Sip and Paint. It's very nice. Good drinks, great company. Saturdays from 6 p.m., they have Stick and Wine with live music. Sundays feature a buffet with live music from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Then sunset vibes from 5 p.m. till late. Join this Ramadan. And this, you can grab it for me.
Or you can do it for your accountability partner.
You can grab your solo or shareable iftar boxes.
Get the shareable one.
From just 150 cedis per person. Okay, so go there. You can find Goldfinger Restaurant at Ahojo. It's just close to us, Ahojo.
That is very soon your accountability partner will come and testify that.
Ahojo in Shayesu on the Dorothea Azedu Drive. Listeners, please, there are some noises in the background. Don't pay attention to that. You can follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Goldfinger Restaurant. Call them on 024 867 2185 024 86 72 185. We have Mr. Collins watching with us. We'll engage him very soon. But before that, quickly, give us money so that we'll go and talk to you.
Let's talk about money. So if you need extra money for, like Alpha, if you need extra money to do some shows so that your accountability partner can, be smiling, extra cash is here for you. And for those of you that gets life takes you by surprise sometimes. School fees, rent, broken fridges, everything. Something shocking happened to you at once and you need an emergency money. Extra cash from Forms Capital is here for you. It gives you extra money right inside your Momo wallet. You can repay any day or up to 30 days. And the best part is the interest is charged on how long it takes you to repay. And when you keep paying on time, your limit grows over time. So there's no need to stress. You can just dial *170#, *170#, and then you select option 5. Select option 3 and option 5 again to activate your extra cash. Because with Forms Capital, the mantra is no wallet is left behind. And so join Extra Cash now. One last message. Let me do my last message. And so if you want more excitement in your life, you should check out the Betway exclusives. These are Betway's very own exciting games like Soccer Striker, Fly X, Chicken Game, Spin the Bottle, and many more. And you're not going to find them anywhere else. They are quick, they are fun, and they are full of thrills only on Betway. And so you don't have to miss out. You can log in today and play your favorite Betway exclusive games and get way more excitement. But remember, Betway is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18, and always bet responsibly.
Zawache, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
I hope you're doing well.
Oh, very well.
Do you know how you look like this morning?
No.
You look like somebody who has had a heavy load lifted on his head. It's like as a na whoa pressure be my pressure no. Yes. It's what from do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how you're looking like this morning.
I really understand, yes.
How is the family?
Oh, we are all doing well.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've been following this no bed issue. What do you make of it?
Let me say good morning to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana, and then to the Ashanti Regional Minister, Dr. Frank Amakwane, and King Zuba, KMA boss, to my constituents at Subin, and everyone listening to us. I have teary eyes this morning with regards to this no bed issue. It reminds me somewhere in 2012, my father died at Konfanoche. Yes, he was first taken to, I think, Ankase Hospital. And he was there for about a week. We wanted bed at Konfanoche. We were not getting bed. What's this? So I was there, trying my best with my siblings to get a bed for him. Lo and behold, a friend, a classmate, did us some favor. So I just saw Grace and she was like, Shirley, what is it? So my father has been ill for the past weeks and there's no bed here and he's been kept at Ankase Hospital. She happened to be a worker there. So quickly she arranged and I got a bed.
So when she intervened, you got a bed?
Yes, I got a bed. So I was asking, all that while, why were we not getting the bed? If she could.
And this was as far back as 2012?
2012. This canker has been there for a very long time. People who are taking sick people to the hospital are very well aware of this canker. But for those who don't go there, they don't know. But it's a very bad situation that people encounter over there. When you go there, you see people dying and nobody attending to them. And when you ask, doctors say they don't attend to people who are not in bed. Trust me. So you have people lying on the floor and nobody would be attending to them. It has been there for a very long time. I say this with some heavy heart. Because
of your personal experience.
Yes, my father suffered the same fate.
So your view is that if your father had been given bed untimely
earlier enough,
maybe the story will have been different.
He wouldn't have died. Because he was kept there for about a week or even more at the Ankase Hospital.
But they didn't have the skills to take him.
He had then been transferred to Konfanoche.
So they had even transferred him?
Yeah, but
because they knew it was beyond their capacity.
Yeah, because there was no bed at Konfanoche, he had to be kept at that hospital, not receiving treatment. And so when he came, it was rather too late. And he succumbed to death. You see, so it has been there. I'm really sad. People talking about these things with the passion that they are talking about. I feel the pain because he who, feels it, knows it better.
Yeah.
I have been there before. My ordeal. Papa, wherever you are, may your soul rest in perfect peace.
Oh.
So I don't know. I don't know exactly what is the problem. I don't know exactly who is not doing what to get the best.
Maybe it's our health system.
I don't know. I don't know. But you see, the fact is that when you get to people that you know over there, eventually they get the best for you. That is where my worries are.
So your concern is why should it take someone to intervene?
Before,
it's like we are making healthcare luxurious.
If I had not come across Grace,
your classmate,
my mate,
so he would have been there, and by the time
my father would have he would have been dead over there and not Confanoche.
And you can imagine how you would feel like knowing that you could have done something as a monaman, like
that was the issue. So, and the sickening part of it is when you want to bring the person, they will tell you don't bring the person. There is no bed for the person. Secure a bed before you bring him or her. You see, this is something that has happened for a very long time. My father died.
That's more than a decade.
2012.
That's like 12 years ago. Or 14 years.
And this is still there. I think, no, it was 2018.
2018, rather.
Yes,
okay, then it coincided with, there was in 2018, there was a story of an old man, 70-year-old, in Accra, who was ill and was taken to 7 hospitals, and they all rejected him because there were no beds. Eventually, he died. So in 2018, that happened. That was, but because, and I was saying this one, there are lots of these cases that have gone under the radar.
Yeah.
Maybe those people didn't come out too, so we don't know. But there are hundreds of people whose loved ones have died in these
thousands
in this same circumstance.
You see, my father died in such circumstance. And so I'm pained talking about this thing, but I don't know what is happening. My problem is they ought to fix the problem. Yes, they ought to fix the problem. I don't know. 2018 up to this time, and we're still talking about this.
Well, like 8 years down the lane.
We're still here talking about it. There are no beds in the hospital. It's whose responsibility to get the beds there?
According to statements we've heard, at least let me take what we heard from Dr. Bayo, because he is a professional. He said sometimes the no bed could mean a number of things. No bed could mean, yes, the physical bed is not available. Sometimes no bed could mean the space is not available. Sometimes too, no bed could mean a particular skill set or a particular skills is not available. So for instance, maybe you need surgery. There must be the presence of an anesthetist or any other professional. So without him being there, means that whatever they want to do, they are unable to do.
And do you really believe what he's saying?
I do.
He should go and tell this to the Marine. They will just pick it and they will not decipher.
But sometimes
listen, if somebody is dying,
but he didn't end. Let me end it for him. But he said there's also another problem, attitude now, where the no bed could mean doctors just don't want to work. Some of the doctors feel that, or nurses feel their shift is done, so they will not involve themselves in these new cases. Some too think, okay, I can't involve myself so that when a person dies, I'll be asked to come and give report and what have you. So he says these are the various reasons. He's not pinning it to one, but
and they are there. They are not doing anything about it. They are there.
He said government.
Listen, they are paid.
Government is
to do the work that they are doing there, and they see all these things, and nothing is being done about it over the years. Meanwhile, the politician is the one who will always be at the receiving end.
Dr. Bayo is the politician. He's an MP. He spoke in parliament, but he was a doctor before.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that always the politicians will be at the receiving end when we have such issues.
Yeah, because it's their responsibility to fix the structural.
If I remember when we took my father to the hospital in Confanoche, it is true that yes, the surgeon who was to work on him was not around. He is coming. He will be coming. That one too even took a day or more
for him to come.
To attend to our father. That aside, but then you give the space, and then you be, giving him some palliative care. You get it?
Some to sustain him for some time.
Just do that. Get the bed. Let the person, a sick person lying on the bare floor, it adds more to the sickness. That is what I'm talking about. So if they know that these are attitudinal, then they have to work on that. Let nurses, let doctors know that people who are coming to relieve you, if they are not in, you cannot go, but you continue to work. There should be something of the sort. You understand what I'm saying here? A teacher in the classroom, especially those in the basic school, even when they are not teaching, they still have to be in the school. You understand what I'm saying here? Why can't they do same over there? It's really painful. But one day, maybe they are in that field and they get certain favors when they are sick, so they don't care.
This gentleman that died at in Accra. This morning, one of
28-year-old guy.
The other aspect of the story is that do you know that two of his sisters are medical doctors? Do you know what the sisters are saying?
No.
They're saying that one of the sisters works at Cape Coast. I think she's an award-winning. She has received many awards for her professionalism, etc. And her sadness is that she is there giving care to people, right? This is a brother who have contributed to what she has become today. He needs the kinds of assistance she gives to other people. But because she is busy attending to other people, she couldn't have done that. And her other colleagues who could have looked at him, assessed him, and give him some bit of care didn't do that, for which reason he has died. So the mental trauma she's in this morning is like she's even asking herself, why this profession at the end of the day?
You see why I'm saying what I'm saying? You see, the problem is that if you think that you are not, giving the best of, treatment to somebody, wherever you are working, a friend, a brother, a relative is also not being attended to somewhere. That talks about the attitudinal change that we are all talking about. My wife delivered at Confanochi, I think 11 years ago. And she had problems. So the baby was taken to MBA or MBU for a special treatment. My wife, a midwife, the way this midwife treated her, she had to, go from the ward to that MBU and then come back to the ward where she was supposed to stay. And there's a drug was to be administered to her. Then, because she was at the MBU, it got late when she came, and the way they talked to him. So one lady, one midwife, who had received my wife when she came, prompted the other lady. She's a midwife. She's a midwife.
So if not because...
and then the girl turned and wanted to come to my wife, and my wife told her, go away, I don't need your help. Just go. It is because of you that nurses and midwives are always insulted. That was what happened. Serious. So this attitude.
So some of them, without knowing your pet, like I said, you have to be somebody.
Then they pick and choose. When you are sick.
But we can't all be somebody.
You see, it's really sad.
We can't. How many people?
That is what I'm talking about. The attitudinal issues that the doctor raised. It has been there for a very long time. So what are they doing about it? You remember the guy who nearly beat a nurse at was it Rich Hospital? Look at what happened.
Ralph or something, yeah.
Look at how they stood up and defended the lady to the hilt. You see?
But there's also the systemic issue, Mr. Boachi.
Yeah.
Because, for instance, let's take Ashanti region, for instance.
Yeah.
Apart from Cath, there's no hospital that is up to standard. Government has used our taxpayers to start building some hospitals.
Yeah.
Afari, Sibua, at least the two.
Yeah.
Combined,
yeah.
700 bed capacity.
Yeah.
So if you want to solve the pressure on Konfanochi, fixing this problem to a large extent solves that.
Right.
So we need to also look at that aspect.
You are right.
Because there's overwhelming pressure on Kath. If you go there at the emergency ward, you'll be sad.
It is true. Whatever you are saying is true. But the fact of the issue is, in spite of all the things that we see, the challenges that we face as human beings, once we have them, we have to manage them. That is what I believe in. We have to manage them. It cannot be because the place is,
overstretched
or overstretched. We should not be looking at people. At least a bit of it will do.
But
that is my concern. Okay. A bit of it will do. So,
but see, you mentioned the point that sometimes you go to the emergency ward and people are lying on the floor.
Yeah.
The practical reason is why is that. So if the emergency, they are labeled.
Yeah.
So they have the yellow, red, green
colors there.
By standard, at least the yellow should take around 12 people.
Yeah.
But currently it's taking around 40-something people.
I understand.
So the whole place is choked. If you go to the green area, it's taking about 50 people. Yeah. So a space that's supposed to contain 12, they are compelled to now take 50. So there's no space for you to even. So that's why they say. So the Konfanochi policy is that they will not do what maybe a rich did. Go away. There's no bed. For them, you stay there, even on the floor. They'll try to do something.
No,
instead
on
of
the floor, you will never be taken care of. I've been there. I know what I'm talking about. On the floor, on the bare floor, which doctor, which nurse will come to you? No, they don't do that. That was what I was talking about, palliative care. You get it here. Just a little touch on a patient can even revive her. We know all some of these things. But then, what I'm saying is, government should try as much as possible to expand the facility if the need be. And then we have to finish those that we
at least
have started.
Two. Say when
we I'm sure government is doing something to finish that or those facilities so that we can create space for people. It's needful. It's rather unfortunate that we had a government. I'm not being political here too much. We had a government in place that has this region as its strongest hold or its stronghold, and hospital like 37, the Aferi one and the Siwa one were just neglected for 8 solid years. They could not finish it. It's really sad. I have teary eyes when it comes to this.
I understand. It's not easy.
My personal experience.
If you've not experienced it firsthand, you may not appreciate.
Yeah. I'm really sad this morning. I really remember.
I understand.
What we went through that day. That day at the hospital. So Grace, wherever you are, I don't know whether you are listening. Grace, I do a day. Thank you very much. It's been a while. I think I will have to connect with her.
On the basis of you have to.
Yes.
So based on your what it means is that if I look at the story of your father and the story of your wife, what you can underline is at every point in time, you must be somebody or you must know somebody
before you get something. What should that be?
It's not easy.
This is
this one we are saying that healthcare has become luxurious.
This is what we are doing to ourselves as a country.
You must know somebody, or you yourself must be somebody important.
If I had not crossed Grace, my father wouldn't have.
You see, and this morning the sadness would have been heavier because you would have thought that, like I said, you could have done something, but you were
incapacitated.
You couldn't. So please, our friends, let's try and, regardless of who the person might be, this is a human being.
Why should you be?
Nobody, all of us can't be.
The fact is that everybody is somebody.
Yes, maybe it's not somebody to you, but in their families, they are very important people.
Happens even at church.
Yeah,
the church
unfortunately,
too, something happens.
You have to be somebody.
I remember. I will not mention the church's name. A friend was a pastor. Invited me to his church. Then he sat me among some dignitaries, somewhere in the church where it is reserved for
the big people.
the big apps. Yeah. So I was there. An usher, intermittently will come to me. Oh, please, can you excuse me? Stand up from here, go and sit at another. I became extremely angry. So my friend was on the pulpit and he saw what was happening. So he came back. Then he asked the usher, "Do you know this man?" "No, I don't know him." "Do you know why he's sitting here?" He said, "No." "Why are you doing what you are doing? Please, let him be." So he left. And then it was getting to divine service. And they gave introduction, a very long one, very long introduction.
I see.
Then the man stood just by my side, then went to
the
pulpit to preach. Meanwhile, when I was there, this man was talking to me. He was an international evangelist. So the usher thought a man like me, supposedly, wasn't fit to sit close to this man. You see, even at church. It happened. So it's really sad. It's really sad. Ghanaians must change from this attitude. Everybody is somebody. I'm saying this because she didn't know their main pastor was a classmate. You understand? When I was looking for bed, those I contacted who didn't help me never knew that Grace Eduode was also a classmate. So
it's like in this country, for you have to be.
But should that be the case?
But all of us can't be so.
It shouldn't be so.
It's like,
it shouldn't be so. It's really sad. We must change from this kind of attitude because everybody is somebody.
This is a very powerful submission this morning. I hope that our professionals will take heed to that because
the poor farmer, you want to look down upon is a friend or a brother or to a big man somewhere
or
that
is
you
the
don't know.
father of a very or even if he's not. He's a Ghanaian. He needs care.
That's what I'm saying. All of us in this country, everybody is somebody.
Yes.
That is what I want to say. Because you don't know who that guy or that person you're treating that way knows. You understand me?
Yeah.
I don't have to come and tell you I am so and so before I should
you give me the
like the MP's issue.
Yeah, the wife needed to.
He is an MP. Then fortunately
bed was found.
You got bed for him. So if he hadn't been an MP,
if she has he's a teacher.
If you're a teacher, you see.
Oh, he's a fitter. He's a carpenter. Why?
You see, it's really bad.
Why should we? But this. Hey, but see where you are born to, it can affect your future. It's like when you are born on this side, it's like even in on your sick bay, you have to get protocol. You're going to school protocol.
It's really sad.
Even you have to know something.
It's really sad. It's really sad. It happens every day, every time. When will people learn to treat others equally?
With respect.
Must I be the minister of, say, information, agric, or finance before you respect me? Do you know who I can become?
It's not easy. Talking about attitude, talk to me about this custom issue.
Yeah, I've read around the story.
There's some cargoes were smuggled, but it's like some people say, "Oh, by this one we know it." I mean, all of us know.
It's true. It's true.
It's not a big deal. It's
off the offense on the offensive stretch. I think we have another what do you call it?
Custom.
Yeah. That weighing, Azel weighing, whatever.
It's
there.
Yeah.
It's there. I was told, it was alleged anyway, that there are certain trucks, when they come without certain people, they will not go, they will park afar. So that when these people come, they will come and clear them and then they go. You see, everybody is stealing. Everybody is stealing. I'm not jumping into conclusion anyway, but I'm also alleging that everybody is stealing. Because some people think that they have to be rich overnight. You see, when there are bad roads, when we're talking about hospitals and all that, we don't have money to fix some of these issues. They are the ones who are heard vociferously. They are those people. But what do they do at their workplaces? They steal state money just to enrich themselves.
But those people in those positions,
remember,
some of those who want to engage in corrupt, the sums of money we are talking about is huge sums of money.
Have you forgotten what Prof. Mills once visited them and said? I was watching the video yesterday. I'm sure
you did. He was even in tears or something.
You see, people are amassing wealth as if there is no tomorrow. The houses that you put up, you sleep in one of the rooms. Even in that room, you have a bed. On that bed, you have a small portion where you lie.
Maybe it's because of what you said.
You get
that in this country, you have to be somebody or know somebody to be given special treatment. So they know this. So
you must have the financial muscle.
The point we've got into is that nobody cares how you get the money. Just get it.
That's it. You see, society has also helped in shaping the lives of people in a more negative way. Like you rightly put it, how you got the money wouldn't be a problem. You get it here. No one cares about how you got it. What they care is that you are rich.
Yes. So whichever means you use,
you don't care.
It's okay.
So in Ghana, we had an MP who was smuggling cocaine to US. We were told he was building some houses or he was feting people left, right, and center, and they were all hailing him. Because of that, he was made an MP. It is the how that we should be concerned with. How did he make money? Right now, if I should take somebody and talk about him that this guy has become rich, but we don't know the source of his wealth, people will insult me. You are jealous. Go and work. What work do you want me to do? I have worked from years now. You get it here. So people would want to, get their way, make money at the expense of all of us.
I see the other problem is that if I look at what the GRA is doing, they are doing well. We must commend them. But sometimes I see the kind of pressure they put on small businesses
to collapse.
What we say, bojo businesses.
They collapse them.
Like I say, you are not even a Ghanaian.
During the NPP era, they were sitting in people's stores.
Charlie, but then some of these people with heavy trucks with these roads,
they'll
create and
they'll go. It's the net,
the network. Yeah,
it doesn't trap the big ones. The holes in the net are so small that it has to trap every object. But this net, no matter how large the spaces are, you still go through. If you are a nobody, you are easily trapped behind it. Yes. So this is something that is going on in this country. People are stealing money. I remember sometime in the past, Ghana went to take some $1 million in loan. Sometimes $300,000. People have this money here in this country.
A lot. I mean, go and see people's buildings. There was someone, the last time we were moving from one, I think, which area was it? This area around the RCC. In Shiaisu, there's a particular
the officers' mess area.
There's a particular area that is it Dabai? No, not Dabai. I've forgotten there. So we're using that route, and the guy was asking, "Are you sure there's no money in Ghana?" I was like, "No." You say why? Some of the buildings he's seen in this, he's like, are they for Ghanaians or they are for? I say, sure. You don't know.
They are for Ghanaians. We have the money here, but it is in individual pockets. Okay, and in fact, some of the GRA workers are doing their best. We should recommend them. But there are some bad nuts among them who are just mismanaging everything that comes into their hands. It's really bad. We pray that the investigations that they have started, they should go deep into it, get those people who are, in a way trying to siphon money from the system. We have to get them prosecuted, and then I think it will serve as a deterrent to those who want to engage in such an attitude. It's really bad. It's really bad.
Let's take your last words. We're streaming live on YouTube and on Facebook as well. Collins Boache has been our guest. He is the Deputy Communications Officer for NDC in the Subin constituency. Mr. Boache, your last words will be?
Yes, my last words will be on the best. Honestly speaking, something ought to be. Something must be done to this no bed issue in our hospitals. I know my party is working extremely well to complete some of the facilities that we have.
Must
to augment the health facilities that we have in this country. But for now, now that it has happened to an MP and they are discussing it, they should.
What did it happen to an MP?
I'm saying that the
MP told their
MP,
story. Okay.
Also I'm giving my own story. I've also, my father has been a victim of this. We have experienced this before. So that is why I'm saying that we have to do what we have to do to get the beds there. If there should be some room or some spaces or a canopy that have to be,
just like the UN people do tents.
Yes, you put in more beds there.
Like as in
a reserve, so that we can get the beds when we have them. If even there are no doctors who are caring for people, sick people should feel a bit comfortable. So we should get them. It's really painful. This, I think, we cannot do politics with it. It's our life, your life, my life, our own lives, and we have to be very careful with it.
Mr. Boache, thank you very much for coming in. Thank you very much for sharing your experience with us this morning. Hopefully, things will improve. We just pray and hope. We hope and pray that, Charlie, because we can't continue like this. It's not proper. I don't know when. Yeah. Sorry for triggering that.
When I got the story, I started reading it. Like the connection.
It's a very sad development, but that's our reality, unfortunately. So that's our show. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. I was here with Mark Waja and Janice Opoku Ajiman. My name has been Alfa. Ali, have a very good morning.